just dialing in. Hi. Thank you for coming through here to our live for Smell Hound on LinkedIn and on Facebook. And for those of you who are new to this, we will be online for about 20 to 30 minutes and diving into the world of Smell Hound and their current equity raise on their crowdfunding campaign. Jaya will be answering some questions, so please put in the questions into the chat. If you have any, we will add them. I have prepared some of them beforehand, so I'll just kick us off, Jaya, if that's okay with you.
Sure, go for it.
Yep. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jackie. I'm working with Inna at PledgeMe on the equity side of campaigns. And Jaya, you are the founder of Smell Hound. Tell us what Smell Hound does, please.
Smell Hound itself is a household product that eliminates odors by using a mixture of prebiotics and probiotics. It takes the fluid into the unit and mists it out as a gas, and that can spread out to about 100 square meters if you put it up on high in your room. And wherever that bacteria gas lands, it eats bad bacteria and turns that bad bacteria into good bacteria, thus eliminating smells and actually cleaning the surfaces and everything for up to about 72 hours. And it's very, very good with, sort of bodily fluids, shall we say, bodily smells. Yeah. It's really good, like those organic odors that seem so hard to get rid of. It's the perfect device for that.
Yeah. So I understand that's not masking any of the smells. It is really working on the bacteria, correct?
That's right. Yeah. There's no perfume in the spray. It's actually taking the actual smells, molecules and bacteria and eating them, and so effectively eliminating them completely.
Great. And so how did you get started, and what brought you to use or partner with this technology and use it for the New Zealand market?
Well, I've always been sensitive to chemical smells. I've never enjoyed the air fresheners. The smells that they create are just not smells that I like. And things like what do you call those aroma sticks and all these other different aroma candles, they only mask the smell whilst they're there, and they're not very effective. They don't actually remove smells. And I have a young dog, Haggis, and we went out on for a rainy day walk and came back, and the smell was really pungent. And I just was desperate to find something that didn't stink out the house. And so I came across this technology. It was in Belgium at first. And I spoke to a man who said he'd invented this amazing technology, and I said, well, could I see it? And he showed it to me, and it was amazing. And I said, can I have the license to sell this in New Zealand? And he said yes. And that was 3 years ago. And ever since then, we've been testing the market and developing a customer base here in New Zealand.
Oh, that's interesting. So you used New Zealand as your test market for that specific channel in terms of pets.
Yeah, so we chose pets as the sort of market entry because they were easy to target rather than targeting all households at once. It's that's sort of a shotgun approach. So we sort of took a more targeted approach, and specifically on dogs, but also this technology is good for all smells and not just animal smells. But that's the market we chose to enter into. And it's when you don't have a huge marketing budget, it's
Mm.
wise to target specifically rather than a scattered approach. New Zealand is a famous pet owning market. Almost half of the population have some sort of pet. So it seemed like a really good way to go, and so far
Yeah.
it's been really successful.
I've heard that the pet ownership has tripled since COVID in a lot of markets. Is this something you
Yeah,
can confirm?
exactly. This is
Yeah.
huge, and in Australia too.
Mm.
We were looking into the size of the market, and in Australia the market is the addressable market's about 7 times larger than here when it comes to pets. So
Amazing. Yeah.
it made sense to target that market as well.
Very good. Just kind of reminding everyone who is in the live to please put in questions. We will read them out and give them over to Jaya too. So that kind of explains a bit what you have achieved in New Zealand so far. So you have used New Zealand as a test market. How many people, or can you share some of the criteria and numbers with us?
Yeah, so we have about 700 return customers.
Mm.
We've we in the 2 years, so we spent 1 year proving the technology and 1 year proving the market. We made over 100,000 in sales in that year. And it's and we've got 50%, sort of 48% return customer rate. We have a huge high conversion rate, so our marketing is very targeted and efficient. We find that using email is best. We have a
Oh,
subscriber
okay.
base of about 4,000, and it's it's growing all the time. And we are encouraging our return customers to put up reviews, and we've got nearly all of our reviews are 5-star. We've a sort of 4.8 rating on Google, which I'm really happy about.
Right. Yeah.
We have almost zero customer returns. We've had one return I can remember in all that time.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like really good metrics that where you have tested your product market fit both. And so now you're up to bring this into the Australian market. Tell us what you are crowdfunding for specifically.
So we're crowdfunding to buy a large amount of stock, or obviously to achieve economies of scale. When you
Yeah.
buy a lot more stock, the unit price becomes cheaper, and that means I can pass on those customer savings to those savings to our customers.
Yeah.
It also means cheaper freight, and less long lead times. It
Mm.
allows us to also, the funding allows us to also do some heavy marketing. And we have a logistics company based here in New Zealand, but they also have operations in Australia. So we just have to get the stock to their warehouse, and
Mm.
we don't have to open a new account. Everything's already going. So it's the same amount of, the efficiency is really easy there. We have the same company, but we have access to a much larger market. So it made sense to use that same company and enter a larger market at the same time as expanding in New Zealand. So yeah, that's what the money's for, is to buy stock, do some marketing, and get the product over to Australia.
Cool. Oh, here we have another question coming. Can you tell us more about your marketing experience, Jaya? Your own.
My marketing experience. I started off marketing movies in London, some really big ones.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
think I worked on a James Bond movie at one point. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I moved into business to business sort of communications and branding. I did a lot of rebranding for big companies. I did some branding for Anheuser-Busch, which is the owner of Budweiser.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
did a lot of alcohol branding in London, um, and then around 2000, I started my own company, my own fashion label, a skateboard, snowboard label called Gifted,
Mm-hmm.
and that lasted about 7 years down in
Wow.
Queenstown. That was a lot of fun. And then from then, I sort of entered. I got an opportunity in New York and London to work for a newspaper.
Yeah.
I ended up as the global marketing director for the newspaper in New York,
Oh.
which was a completely quite different experience because before I'd been working mostly in branding, but now I was working on sort of marketing infrastructure and
Mm.
campaigns and the really sort of heavy duty side of it. And I did that for sort of a decade or so, and then I came to New Zealand. I worked for government, did a bit of did an economic impact study for the government, which
Mm.
was the outdoor recreation center that sector that took 2 years. So that was mainly market research, as like a sort of 2-year market research project, which
Yeah.
was really sort of heavy on the data. So I learned a lot about that. And then more recently, I've worked for Shopify, which is the e-commerce platform that Smell Hound is selling off, and I worked with them
Okay.
for 6 years, helping other
Right.
businesses use the platform. So
Yeah.
I've got quite an international sort of spread of experience through
Yeah. It
various
sounds.
businesses.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
it
ahead.
sounds really, really like full kind of full baked marketing, branding background to build this up. So, I guess it was part of your decision also to that you felt good to go into other markets from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Did you have good signs over from Aussie to get into that market too?
Sorry, say that again, Jackie.
Did you have good kind of requests from Australia, or so that makes you really confident to go into this market with the
Well, I
demand
think
it is?
I think New Zealand and Australia are so close. I
Mm,
have a lot of friends over there, and they remarked that this is a product that would do really well over there.
yeah,
Um, yeah, we did our research in terms of what other products were out there, and at the time, around 3 years ago, there wasn't anything else on the market except from ours.
yeah,
And now there are some other products emerging, which I see as a good thing because it means that the technology has the technology is relevant and does work, and that
yeah,
seeing other competitors out there is actually great because it's building a market for us to exist in. So I've traveled all over the world. I've seen various attempts from America to even go into India. I went to India to a pet shop there and found a product similar to ours, but it didn't have the delivery mechanism,
yeah,
which is one of our unique propositions. Is that the misting unit, is proprietary to us. No one else has it,
mm,
and it uses ultrasound technology, which a lot of the others don't. They were using manual technology or just squirt
mm,
bottles, which are less effective and less efficient than our model.
yeah. And I mean, I've seen in your IM that you've described the entire working process of the product very, very well, which kind of takes me to remind everyone to always read the IM if you are going to pledge in a crowdfund. What is so? How did you talking about this? How did you hear about equity crowdfunding, and why have you chosen that pathway?
Well, back in, I think it was 2015, I was director of the Exchange, which is an art centre here in Christchurch, and Anna wanted to hold her launch party there for PledgeMe. And I said, "What's PledgeMe?" And she told me all about it, and I was so fascinated. I thought this is fantastic. So I actually became a shareholder myself. I bought
Oh,
some
cool.
shares
Yeah.
in PledgeMe, and I've followed along ever since. And I've contributed to a couple of campaigns myself. Um, and I just think it's a really good way of raising money, not just not just raising money, but also raising awareness. It's a great sort of
Mm,
marketing platform. So there's a lot of benefits to doing the crowdfunding.
yeah. And are you hoping through those investors that will come with you on this round that you get some more expertise in and building a special relationship for those who are at the
Yeah,
very
absolutely,
start with
absolutely.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, with our customer base, we've always been very transparent,
Yeah.
and telling them exactly what's going on with the businesses, or even what challenges we're facing. And we've always had really good support. People coming back saying they appreciate our candor. And it's great to have people, investors, active investors, come on board who understand the concept of the wider concept of what we want to do, which is replace biocides.
Mm,
Those are cleaning agents that kill 99% of germs and bacteria. The problem with those is that they kill all the good stuff as long as the bad stuff, and when that
mm.
gets washed down the drain, it's actually very harmful to our environment. And
So is this
having
especially waterways or?
Yeah, especially
Mm,
waterways, our grey water and all of these things that get flushed out into the sea, into the river and whatnot. And it's great to have people on board that understand the ecological impact of the product.
mm.
If we replaced biocides with this kind of technology, I think our waterways would be in a much better state. And so I think that's something that's really needed right now. It's sort of, I sort of liken it to the turning point of solar power and electric vehicles
Mm,
versus petrol.
mm,
We're seeing this turning point. People are beginning
mm.
to realize that it's more economical and more ecologically friendly to go with EVs and solar panels. So I feel like we're on the verge of that with probiotics and safer cleaning products, rather than these sort of chemical based ones.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's that's really true, and it's always good, but also always hard when you are first in the market like this, where you are creating
Yeah,
that shift, and that's what you are doing, right? Uh,
yeah.
so what's your plan? Have you gated, kind of your rollout plan quite well? Are you just testing pieces before
Oh,
you
we
go
have.
into
So
the
we, so
next
we've
one?
we've tested the product.
Yeah,
We've tested the product. We know it works. We've tested it in the market. We know the market likes it and wants it. We have
yeah.
a 5-year rollout plan,
Oh, good.
to expand to New Zealand, expand to Australia, and then next look at different markets. Instead of just direct to consumer, look at sort of more professional markets, so vets and groomers and these sort of
Mm,
things. Then next we'll look at different products that we can bring in. different applications and so on. So there's a huge amount of opportunity for growth within the company and the sector in general.
Yeah.
I mean, effectively, our product could replace every single cleaning product that already exists. So that's an enormous market, and it's, we have an advantage over those chemicals. So
Yeah.
it really is a better product. So it's a massive opportunity.
Yeah. So that sounds absolutely amazing, very exciting too, kind of to get into to disrupt that cleaning industry, which other people try to by, kind of having powder products that they are at least not transporting any water. But this one is really the next level, actually, in really making sure that the use of probiotics in the and not toxic chemicals, right?
Yeah.
If anyone has any more questions, please pop them in the chat. I go along with you, Jaya. What's so for those people who are wanting to be part of this journey? What's the minimum investment they
Your
can
minimum
come along?
investment is $500. That's 500
Yeah,
shares. We have some small sort of rewards for each level, just as an incentive. But
yeah,
really the shares are the reward itself.
yeah.
Yeah, we have
That's
100,000 shares for our minimum, and 150,000 for our maximum.
okay. That's great. And you are in talks with some partnerships. You've told me.
Yes, yeah.
So that's really good. And how do people invest? What's
They go
the
to
process?
PledgeMe,
Yeah.
and go to our project page. The link is everywhere. The link is in our emails. The link is on our website.
Yeah. Good.
It's quite prominent on PledgeMe. You
Yeah.
go there, you sign up as an investor, and there you go. You can pledge away.
Fabulous. That sounds pretty straightforward. What are there any other things that are specific to this market? Anything that you would like possible investors
Well,
to know?
I'd like to say that the product has much the same bacteria as you have in your gut, so it's completely natural. It's soon to be certified organic. There's no synthetic chemicals. The stabilization process is 100% natural, and the product doesn't just kill smells. It helps reduce allergens. It's been proven in Europe. It's been tested, independently tested and scientifically labeled with an EU eco label. And it's proven to reduce allergens and dust mites by up to 70%. So it's also really good for people with allergens. It's also good for your pet's skin and fur. It helps stops them from scratching so much because it actually lands on their skin and actually has a lot of benefits. So it has a lot of benefits just beyond just beyond eliminating odors. And like I say, it actually cleans away the dirt, the bacteria. And when you clean your surfaces with that and wash it down the drain, it's cleaning the drains as it goes down.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
not just safe for the environment. I say it's more. People say, "Oh, you should just say it's safe for the environment," but I say no. It's more than that. It's beneficial to the environment.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a net positive, not as it's not a net zero. It's a net positive. There's a
yeah.
gain to be to had from using this product. It's not just that it doesn't harm things. It makes things better for nature. So
Amazing.
yeah. I
And
don't think people
that
realize how
process,
powerful the product is.
yeah. Sorry, we have a little
Yeah,
leg in there, so I don't want to talk over you. It's so in that entire those verifications and qualifications you have very well explained in your information memorandum too.
yeah,
So if
that's right.
people want to dive deeper, right? That's where they
Yeah, if
find
you
it.
want to dive deeper, the information memorandum is very comprehensive and has all of the citations to the scientific studies and the work that's been done in Switzerland and throughout Europe. As you know, European regulations are some of the strictest in the world. So if you've got the buy-in from the EU, you know, it's really a top quality buy-in. So I'm very proud of that fact that we have that level of scrutiny with our product. You know,
Yeah.
we're so confident about our product that we offer the 30-day guarantee, which of course is everyone's consumer right, but we really push it. We're like,
Yeah.
We challenge you to not like this product.
Especially with the smelly dog, right?
Yeah, exactly. A smelly teenager or a smelly human.
Or does it take that away too? It's
Yeah,
a very good
very good
market.
for smelly teenagers.
Very good. It reminds me, we will pop the link to the Smell Hound campaign on PledgeMe into the notes for this live too, so you can just have it. But as Jaya described, it's easy to go to pledgeme.co.nz, and you will find the campaign of Smell Hound in the carousel, and you can see those great brand colors, very memorable in terms of the branding you have built, actually.
Thank you.
Well, is there we probably don't have any more urgent questions. We are almost at the end here. There's the link for the investment. It's a great product. You have built, kind of a really interesting opportunity here for people to invest in a New Zealand company. And we will follow you, kind of reaching your minimum goal and then going to the next level. If there are any more questions, people can also ask this on your campaign page. That's right.
Yeah. And I'll be happy to do another Q&A again.
Yeah.
Soon.
Okay. So that is fabulous. And any other questions, either directly to Jaya, to the campaign page, or to PledgeMe via the PledgeMe page. And if you like what you see, it is always helpful for New Zealand companies if people share the information around with their networks. That would be really cool. Thank you. So final thanks to you, Jaya, for sharing more of your story, and also to everyone else who was watching. Thank you.
Cheers.